guys, so today I'm going to be telling you how to set up a hamster cage and good and bad hamster cages. So this cage I have one Rovisky dwarf hamster in, and he seems to be pretty happy. See, it's 3 levels and it does meet the minimum size for Rovisky hamsters, which I do believe is 360 square inches, and I think this one is 490 square inches, I do believe. But so on with the video. So first you're going to need a water bottle, a little hideout. If you would like, you can put in a sand bath. I have a little burrow thing down here, and then I have a food bowl, if you can see it. Food bowl, which you will need. You will need a safe hamster food. You will need chew toys, a wheel. I have another hideout. And then you will need some sort of nesting material. And you cannot use cotton fluff because that can get stuck around their limbs and cut them off. Sorry, my dog's scratching at the door. So I'm just gonna say everything that's in there. So I just have a little critter trail carrier, which you shouldn't even put a hamster in for like 10 minutes. Like, not even while you're cleaning their cages. It's like you could probably only fit like 10 Rovisky hamsters if they're packed side to side in it. It's just way too small. So I have the water bottle hanging from the top, so he can reach. Then I have a little sand bath. It doesn't really have sand in it. I do sometimes put treats in it. But then you have a tube that goes over here and down to the second level where I have a snack shack, some hamster yogurt drops, their food bowl. I don't currently know what their hamster food is called, but I know that it has like corn and sunflower seeds and alfalfa pellets, and those are some of their favorite things. So then you have another tube that goes down to the main floor, which has like about 3 inches of bedding, a little house, his flying saucer because he doesn't use wheels, a chew toy, and then some tissues that he loves to burrow in. So I know you're supposed to have a water bottle on every floor, but right now it's easy to move. It's easy to move the bars apart and stretch them, so that if I put a water bottle in there, it spreads it apart, and the hamsters can, once it's already spread, the hamsters can spread it more to crawl out. So I can't really do anything much about that. But I figured upon actually taking wire cutters and just snipping off one and making a small gap for them so we can stick the water bottle through, and then even if there's no water bottle, they can't get out. As you can see, it is a wire cage. It allows great ventilation, and then it has the holes in the top, and every level is wire, and it has a door on the front. It's got these little latches on the sides that look like little mice. But yeah, give me a sec and I'll get my hamster out so you can see him. Okay, I'm back. I couldn't get him out. I didn't really wake him up. I just kind of moved his bedding and stuff. And as you can see, if you can see him back there, he's white with light brown patches. And then when he bends to clean himself, the underneath of his fur is black. Hang on, let me spin the cage so maybe you can see him better. There he is. His name is Gusgus. My mom named him. So yeah, he doesn't seem to have a problem with going up to the top floor for his water. He's never seemed to have a problem. He hasn't been in this cage for a long time, but he seems to love it. And you guys don't leave any harsh comments because there's no toys in there. Yeah, like I said, he was just moved into this cage, I think a week ago, and then when I clean his cage next, I'm going to take everything out of it, put the food bowl and stuff back in after I clean it, and put some toys in there. He's a little bit older. He's not the youngest, so he likes to run on his wheel, but I gave him a climbing kind of toy. It's got a bunch of holes in it, and he climbed through the holes a bunch, but it was kind of scary because he was up top on his deck in his critter trail cage, and he fell off of it and he hit the bedding really hard, and I was just afraid that he'd climb up on things and then fall and hurt himself. So he doesn't have many climbing toys anymore. But yeah, so safe and unsafe hamster cages. This one, if you look up on Google 3-level hamster cages, you usually find this one on eBay, or if you look at a picture of it, I think it comes in orange, green, and this dark blue. Yeah, so if you're going to buy critter trail cages, if you just buy the starter kits, you're going to have to buy at least 3 of them to connect together, because you can't just use one, because that's really unsafe, because I've tried that before when I was a new time hamster owner. I put one of them in the round 360 hamster cage, and he had a wheel, a water bottle, and a food bowl, and a little house. And he lived for 6 years, which is really long for a Rovisky dwarf hamster. They only live like 1 to 2 years. But yeah, another safe cage would be the iMac Fantasy cage with 2 or more levels. I don't really know of that many. There's not a lot of good hamster cages, but there's like anything under 360 cubic inches is way too small for even a Rovisky dwarf hamster. People will think just because they're really small, they can live in small spaces. One time my cousin came over during summer, and she brought over her hamster, and it was a Rovisky dwarf hamster, I do believe, or it could have been a Russian White Campbell dwarf hamster, but she had it in like just the size of this top level, like nothing under here, like just this top level, and I felt so bad. I ended up giving her a bunch of hamster cages, and her hamster, I think he lived for another year, and then he passed, but so yeah, it was like, it was just really sad. But if I could, I mean, it's like, here's my hand. My hand's like almost as big as my dad's, and my dad has really big hands, and it doesn't cover the top of the cage. Like, it's pretty wide across the top. It's like a foot by like a foot and a half, and I'd say it's about 2 foot tall. And hamsters don't escape from it, and my cousin was worried like they'd push this and get out, but no, it doesn't really open that much, and they don't push as hard as I'm pulling. So yeah, also 20-gallon fish tanks work really well. I do have other hamsters, and they are in a Critter Trail 2-level cage, and then the Critter Trail 2-level habitat plus a 10-gallon tank. I will show you them right now. So as you can see, they have over here. They've got everything that they need. They have their Critter Trail 2-level habitat. Their Critter Trail 2-level cage. It's got a blue tube going down, and then that green tube, the hanging water bottle. I keep the bubble cap there because sometimes when my grandma's vacuuming, she knocks it off, and she has to grab the bubble cap and slide in there before they get out. So then, a good tip is if you want to connect it down on something, use a T-tube, and that works really well. And then down the 10-gallon, they have their flying saucer, their potty, which they eat treats out of because it was clean and brand new. Their house, what they usually sleep in. There's their food bowl. I was kind of in the middle of cleaning it out. It usually goes back in that corner. So as you can see, if you follow the tube, it goes over to this. And currently, both of them are sleeping up there. Those are Tiny and Tater Tot. Yeah. But they have a bird ladder right here, which hangs across the top because they try to climb across it. And one time they jumped and hit that house, and it was just a really big twack, and I was kind of scared. And right now, one of them is 2 years old, and the other is 4. So they're getting pretty old. Yeah. But they have their little sand bath, and then, they like to put bedding in their tube, but kind of back view. You see everything. They've got plenty of room, and even though they are really old, they can climb from there. That they can climb that straight drop. They actually like to do it. They enjoy doing it. It is pretty funny to watch them, because they just like do it like all the time. They'll run up and down it purposely, and it's really cute. But yeah, so this has been my how to set up hamster cages / kind of cage tour, and also like some good and bad hamster cages. But yeah, like I said, you have to connect more than one critter to a cage if you want to use them. My most likely thing is to use the sorry, lost a thought here. Connect 3 of the starter habitats together, and those work really well. But okay then, I guess I'll see you guys next week.